The film didn't show up in theaters last night, but the people did. Saving Private Ryan opened with $9 million on Friday night, according to my Hollywood sources. Also, the man who lit the fuse that's threatening to blow up the Clinton presidency. His first national TV interview in 7 years. Tonight on Drudge.
He's the mod muckraker, the internet informer, citizen journalist, and everyone's dying to know what he'll say next. You know his name? Now here he is, Drudge.
Matt Drudge, somewhere in New York City, here at the basement of Fox News. Joining me here at the desk, Karen Feld, a news detective. Been in Washington how many years?
A long time. I was born there.
Long time. President Clinton subpoenaed. It's the headline I thought I'd never see. Here we are. Washington must just be going through complete emotion.
It is. This is a first. First, it was a first to have the Secret Service guys testify. Remember, Special Prosecutor didn't call them in Watergate, didn't call them in Iran-Contra. Here we are in the Monica situation. It's a whole different ballgame. I'll tell you, the Democrats are really afraid now for the year 2000 because this thing is going to drag on, and they're afraid it's going to hurt Gore and hurt the party.
They're already thinking in terms of raw
they're thinking
politics
ahead.
on this.
Absolutely. This is all politics.
Now, did Mike McCurry leave because the subpoena was served?
I don't think so. It is typical in a second term for everybody to get out while the getting is good, while they can still get jobs, while their experience translates into big bucks. And I think that when he saw that this was going to go on for a while, there's going to be a lot of exits. He's staggering. A lot of the high-level people are staggering their exits. Rahm Emanuel's expected to leave.
Oh, Rahm is leaving?
Erskine Bowles is expected to leave. There'll be quite a few other departures, I think, before the end of the year.
So is this women and press secretaries off the ship first? Is that what it is?
Well, we had kids first. Dee Dee Myers was both a woman, a kid, and a press secretary.
Well, now, don't mess with Dee Dee. I'm going to be on Politically Incorrect with her this week.
Well, that's a good one. But I think that Joe Lockhart will do a very good job succeeding McCurry. I think he has to brush up on foreign affairs, but he has the same kind of wit. And people like him. The press like him. They rely on him. They trust him. And the president trusts him. And that's what's most important.
And he seems hungry. You know, he seems like he wants the job. And he's, you know, you've got to want to do that job. It's one of the most difficult jobs in the business with all these. You go out there and you've got Sam Donaldson in one seat and Helen Thomas in the other, and all they do want to do is get you. You've got to have your act together. So up, down, and out. Up. Saving Private Ryan clearly is turned into the box office hope that DreamWorks wanted.
Well, that's right. And, you know, the Clintons are expected to stay at Steven Spielberg's home in East Hampton next weekend.
Celebrating.
Well, there's going to be some fundraisers there.
There is?
While Spielberg is out promoting the film.
Saving Bill Clinton?
Saving Bill Clinton, we hope.
So Saving Private Ryan earns $9.7 million on opening night, and of course they had the whole fiasco about some of the prints not showing up in the theaters. It was 3,000 screens. Zorro, $4 million. Lethal Weapon, 3.9. So Saving Private Ryan really did pull it out. I'd be curious to see if this thing continues on, because I haven't seen reviews like this in my life.
I think it will, though, because it's really about the last good war, the last war that people were united, that they believed in.
And it sort of unifies us as a country.
That's exactly right. I mean, and it's kids today looking at their father's war.
You have to go back 40, 50 years to find something we all agree on. I mean, you know, there's still all those open wounds on Vietnam, and God knows we're in open wound time right now. This country's divided, it feels like, over this Ken Starr Clinton thing. Now, you've uncovered some corruption at the Pentagon, or at least some excesses.
Well, there's always excesses at the Pentagon. We talk about the Pentagon going over budget. And this time it is the secretary himself, and his wife is behind that. Janet Langhart, Bill Cohen's wife, has been in charge of the renovation for the secretary's offices at the Pentagon. Now, he, don't forget, was a former senator from Maine. The
wife is in charge of the renovations?
Janet has been officially or unofficially in charge of it.
At the Pentagon.
And they have spent $52,000 on renovations since he came in. And that includes $15,000 on just redoing furniture. $2,300 for a Murphy bed in his office. But let me tell you, there are 2 mattresses, so don't get the wrong idea there.
No.
But I'll tell you, the folks up in Maine, his former constituents, are really in arms, because this is a state where a lot of people are on welfare, government services, a very poor state.
So it sounds like he's spending a lot of money redesigning. You know, it's this old theory. I mean, you're working for the people. I mean, what happened to just having a desk and a chair? Well, now we have beds. We have, I bet you they got showers, maybe even a sauna in some of these.
You never know. Everybody doesn't want to live in Walter presidential style, Matt.
Yeah. And we're finally getting word, going back to Hollywood for a second, Streisand's wedding, which I guess was the wedding of the year out there. What is the insider?
This is another one with big budget. I understand that she spent $47,500. It averaged out per guest. Now, there were 105 guests. That's a pretty large figure there. Now, that included, of course, Marvin Hamlisch's 16-piece orchestra. It included Donna Karan dress with a 15-foot veil, 4,000 roses, a 2,800-foot tent, all kinds of outdoor speakers, very elaborate system, soft-shell crabs, all the champagne. I mean, it was quite a lavish wedding, and a lot of the guests just would have rather had the money, they were whispering.
Oh, so in the year of our Lord Dow Jones 9,000, I mean, this sounds like... It just...
Well, I'll tell you, though, she is planning a real surprise. She is going to do a big tour, international tour, which they're going to announce for next spring. And she's going to say she's not playing the United States. And then what's going to happen at the last minute? She's got a gig for New Year's Eve, the millennium, 1999. And she is going to play Madison Square Garden, $10 million for her final American concert.
I thought she had stage fright.
Well... she's going to get over it by then, let's say that.
New Year's Eve resolution for the century. Thank you.
So watch for that one, Matt.
Thank you, Karen Feld, for scooping us here on all these insider stories. Coming up next, call the FCC, alert the neighbors, alert the White House. It's President Clinton's worst nightmare, the guy who knows too much, live from Little Rock, only here on Drudge.
She's a perfectionist there. Hi, Amy. Yes, I can. No, I don't want to complain about the guy, but I mean, he made the decision not to come along the Embarcadero, which every other driver who's ever brought me here has done. And we went all the way through the city. I couldn't see how he expected to be on time that way. Well, I'm not a native San Franciscan. I've never come that way before, and it seemed to me that it involved...
Larry Nichols is one of the original stars of the Clinton scandals, and this is his first interview since Bill Clinton became president. I tell you, he appears on talk shows more than anybody I can find. He's an absolute legend out there. He's also infamous. The Republicans ridiculed him from the Senate floor. Watched it on C-SPAN. Not to mention what the White House thinks about him. Some call him Loony Larry. I'm even getting heat for putting him on this show. But he's at the center of it. He was there from the beginning. And it's time for us to hear what he has to say. Larry Nichols joining me from Little Rock. Good evening.
Good evening, Matt.
Thanks for showing your face.
Well, thank you. I was beginning to wonder if it was my face breaking cameras that would keep me off the air.
Now, why haven't you been on more shows? You certainly are on every talk radio show I've ever listened to.
You know, Matt, it's amazing. I do some 200 plus hours a month on the radio. And most of the major networks have reporters that call me each week to find out what's going on or what I think about this, that, or the other, but they will not have me on the air.
Just to set this up, in the 80s, you were hired by Bill Clinton. You were later fired, he said under oath in the Paula Jones deposition, because you made 600 unauthorized calls on the tax dollar. You later sued the governor for firing you. Out of that lawsuit came the women.
Right. It was that lawsuit that first brought out the womanizing, Jennifer Flowers, Liz Ward, etc.
Now, you dropped the suit, but it was in that period of time that Jennifer Flowers was popped, that her name became public down there in Little Rock.
You bet, you bet. And I had to let the suit go because I couldn't get help. I couldn't get anybody to represent me.
Now, I've obtained some of the original Jennifer Flowers, Bill Clinton conversations from the Star Magazine episode. Now, these have never been aired nationally, at least this portion. It was then Governor Clinton talking about you and the concern this lawsuit and all the media now swarming around you and all the names you've obtained on the slush fund you claim Bill Clinton set up for the women. Let's roll this tape with Jennifer Flowers and Bill Clinton.
I just think a crazy person like Larry Nichols is not enough to get a story on the television with names in it.
Right. Well, he better not get on there and start naming names.
Well, I mean, all the people who are named deny it. That's all. I mean, I expect them to come look into it and interview you and everything. But I just think that if everybody's on record denying it, you've got no problem.
Well, I don't think. Well, why would they waste their money and time coming down here unless someone showed them some interest? Say, they weren't there tonight, and they're not going to be there.
No. See, I mean, they're going to run this Larry Nichols thing down. They're going to try to go people like, you know, but if everybody kind of hangs tough, they're just not going to do anything. They can't.
If everybody hangs tough.
Well, yeah, and Matt, what's significant about that, if you add that to today's situation with Monica Lewinsky, remember, I had an ongoing lawsuit. Jennifer Flowers was subpoenaed. Here you've got Bill Clinton telling her to deny it, just deny it, which now when you add his deposition in the Paula Jones suit where he admits that he had an affair with her, you see, here you've got him once before telling somebody to lie under oath.
Well, it is interesting to listen to these tapes, and I guess this was made early 90s. And then now in retrospect, like you said, he has sworn under oath that he has had one sexual contact with Jennifer Flowers, and there he's telling him to deny and hang tough. It's provocative stuff. Now, Larry, is this all revenge because you were fired? I mean, you've made a whole, the past 7 or 8 years you've been out there in all these shows. What is motivating you?
Well, it started out, no doubt, just revenge because of what he had done to me and my family. Now, Matt, it's much larger. I mean, if you look at what he has done to Arkansas, and you and I go way back, and if you think about the times when you and I first talked, that I was telling you I was scared that he would do to the nation what he's done here in Arkansas, and unfortunately, he's done it.
Well, and I'm also fascinated that some of the very people who are refusing to have you on the air are some people coming to you as a source, or asking you questions. Who are some of the big shots that call you, Larry?
Well, first off, I don't want to put their names out because of a commitment I made, but I can assure you I talk generally every week or two with just about someone from every major network. I mean, all of them call, and what is significant on the tape that you played, Bill Clinton says if you just keep him off the TV.
Okay, hold it right there. We'll continue with Larry in a moment, and it looks like he may not be the only one that's getting blackballed by government control. We'll have a new guest here. Thanks for joining me on Drudge. Stay with us.